Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 25 of the MSU live stream podcast. We are joined today by a young and up-and-coming rider, Taylor Hammal. Obviously, with the home GP coming up this weekend, it was good to grab Taylor this week before he gets to ride in front of all of us fans. So, welcome to the stream, Tyler. Taylor. I keep saying Tyler. I said that the other day and it annoyed me. How's it going, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks, good.
Thanks for taking the time to come, speak to us. I know you're a busy man and training and stuff like that. So, look, I was just talking to you off air. I didn't realise that you'd rode with, so many good people when you were younger on your 85. I was doing a bit of research on yesterday and stuff. So, let everyone know about your 85 journey. Like where you went up to.
Yeah, so all the riders now you see in like Grand Prix and that, like Prado, like you said, Harrop, Van der Moosdijk, everyone like that. I always used to ride them on 85s and stuff. I did the ONK Dutch Masters and then Europeans, and I did the World. So on an 85 and 125. So yeah, I rode against all them. I think back then it was sort of like you had Gertz winning. He still wins now, like Prado. Yeah. I was never like as good as them, but like I got close now and again.
I've seen some of the results, and you'd beat Marchbanks, you'd beat Brian Marouf, you beat Van der Moosdijk, so don't put yourself down too much.
Yeah, no, some good rides and that, some good days. Definitely some that I remember. I actually won a round European 85 in Slovakia, I think it was. And then like I said a minute ago, I had to do school. I done all the school, all the college. So after sort of the 125s, I couldn't really go and do as many races because I had exams. So all them lot over there, I think their organisation and sort of setup helps them progress a lot more than we do in this country.
I always the Europeans seem to have from youth that there's that change in there from youth to like adult sort of thing, and they seem to have that transaction sorted, don't they?
Yeah, like I found, like 85s was sort of like the time where I was closest with them, and then it took me a while to get back there on a 125. And the second year on a 125, I was like up there with them again, and I think I got a fourth in the Dutch Masters Championship and something like that. I don't know, but and then as soon as that ended, like I had school, and then going to MX2 was really hard. Like it was like starting all over again, really.
Yeah.
I really realised how hard it was going to be, and that was just in this country. And like that, you don't get any. Like I say to my dad now all the time, like we talk about it, and it's like I don't know about any other person's opinion, but for us, like 85s MXY2, it doesn't mean anything really. Like the teams aren't looking at that; they just look at MX2, and it's so hard getting. When you first go into MX2, it's really hard to then get to the top.
Yeah,
just starting to get to the top in Britain, so it took me like 3 years, but. This is the point where now it matters. It didn't really matter on an 85, 125 because you weren't getting not a lot of support and stuff. So, but now it's sort of completely different. Once I've got there, I'm sort of at the top in this country, but I'm starting again for the Grand Prix. So it's going to be a whole new sort of challenge and like sort of the same thing, like starting over again and then trying to work my way up. Luckily, I've got 3 years at MX2, so should be all right. I'm hoping.
Did you do all the 85s? Was that just you and the family? Was that just like your small? Because I know you've got a lot of backing from. I was trying to think of your nan's name. Is it Jan?
Yeah, Jan. Yeah.
I was at work today, trying to think of your nan because you got really like your nan and granddad, your dad. They've all you've been around motocross a long time. So was it them guys who helped you do all the 85 and put all the effort in?
Yeah, massive help from my nan and granddad. They put a lot of money into it, and they still did up until not last year, but the year before.
Mhm.
But I can't thank them enough. And obviously, my dad and my mum,
Yeah,
like there's a lot of money sort of been put into it, But in comparison to like what you see some of the lads put in,
yeah,
because we don't have a lot of money, so we just got by and did what we could. But yeah, no, they helped me massively. My granddad loves it. He comes to every meeting, and my nan slowly she only does a couple because she's a bit nervous. But yeah,
yeah.
she comes. Like my dad always used to ride as well, so it's
I
just
saw you, Nan. She was at Fox Hills the weekend, wasn't she? I did see her
yeah,
there.
yeah. She came. She did actually go to Canada Heights. That was her first one this year, but I didn't make it past qualifying, so she was real bit of a nervous wreck. So she wasn't sure if she was going to go to Fox Hills or not, but she did in the end.
Bless them. We've got some good 85 riders in our country at the moment. I think personally, what would you say
Yeah.
to them now? What would be your advice? From being there to where you are now, what would be your advice for them guys?
Yeah, like obviously I've been around the MX Nationals and that, so I kind of watch all them as well. Like I know a lot of them. Well, not personally, but I know of them. Like there's some good 85 riders coming up at the moment. I think 101 Hooley's pretty good. He
Yeah,
looks like Greenoff. I know Harrison quite well.
yeah,
There's a few that I think look pretty good, but you just sort of got to keep at it. Like when you're at that age, what are they 14,
yeah. That's where
14?
I lost interest in racing a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah, so now they're all like going for it, and then when they sort of turn 16, it changes. You can either go off drinking. I don't know about 16, but you got girls and that coming in, and you you can go down the wrong way pretty easy at that age. You just got to keep sort of focused, and I wouldn't stress about it because, like I said earlier, once you're in the 85s,
Hmm.
you can be winning that, and then you could be nowhere in 2 years' time in the MX2. So you just got to keep at it and don't sort of yeah, because you could be terrible in the 85, but then all of a sudden you get good, and that's the time that matters. So you just sort of like I got a friend, Ollie Cole. He just had a year out of racing, and then he's come back now, and he's doing really well. Like it's the time that he needs to do well. So like that before it didn't really matter, but obviously it did. But
Yeah,
you know,
it's time now, really.
yeah.
He
So
wrote. I had a little chat with him the weekend as well, and he's going well again now, isn't he?
yeah, really well actually. Yeah, we're all pretty surprised.
He's at that. He's like too good for club level, but he's at that. He just wants to. Oh no, he
Yeah,
wants a bit
he
more.
just needs a little bit more.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think he's getting better every meeting. He could do with doing some other uh, nationals just to get a bit
yeah,
of confidence. But like he works full time, so and there's a lot of other riders that work full time that could make it, but there's no sort of support there for him to do it. So yeah.
yeah. Motocross is. We don't really. I say we. I don't ride anymore, but you don't. We don't get the support from the government or like in Europe they've got schemes and to help sportsmen and athletes. Well, I don't think we really get that here, do we?
No, not really in this country. It,
And that is
it's
why a lot of people go to Europe, I think, isn't it? Like yourself. And
yeah. We went and done the Dutch and Europeans because we just didn't like how
UK ran things, yeah. That, that was
didn't like.
the deal and end all, wasn't it? The UK are not went for a massive stage of not running it right. So
No, and they just we just went off and done that because we felt like not just because the organisation, but the riders. I wanted to do better, and like we sort of followed what Conrad done. Like we saw he went over there and done that, so we was like, oh, if you want to get good, you might as well do it. And there's some other riders that done it as well. So yeah, that's what we sort of done it for, and it
yeah.
helped me massively, really.
Well, it proves that now, like you say, it's taken its time again. But you're starting to come good now, and hopefully you can mix it up this weekend with the big boys again.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
A question that I'm quite interested in is going pro. Is it still enjoyable to race? You know, because you've got different pressures then. You know, when you become pro, you're not riding for you and your dad anymore. You're riding for like Steve now, and you know, where that becomes commitment, and does it take the enjoyability out of it a little bit or not?
No, I love it more than ever, really. Like I'm enjoying it as much as I did
That's brilliant.
when I was 14. Really, like I think the times when I enjoyed it was when I was on an 85. Like I didn't care about anything. I was literally just going out there riding, and then going to school on Monday, and then not riding a week, and then going again. And then I didn't actually like riding. When was it? 2018, 17 and 18. That was when Dad was putting a lot of money into it because we weren't getting a lot of help. And
Yeah.
like I felt like I was good enough, but I just didn't have like the confidence, and I hated going. And Dad said to me like that you got to next year. I can't keep doing it, so you've either got to go to these teams or you've either got to pay yourself. So luckily, then I got with Rob, which helped me out, and then in the following year massively. But yeah, no, going pro, it's going pro, But this year is the first time I've doing it full time from January.
Mm-hmm.
Like because I've worked, I've had I've worked real jobs, and like I've had like reality of like wanting to do this as my job. So to finally get it, like I really I've not had it since I was like 14, so I could have just dipped right off. But now that I've sort of got there, I'm just really and I also think like you could have 2 bad years and then you're gone. Like you just
easily you can have.
That's why I'm trying my hardest to like keep at it so I can keep going, because I don't want a real job, to be honest.
Real jobs suck, mate. Trust me.
Yeah.
As you mentioned there, you got the ride in the end with Rob, which obviously was a massive help towards you and probably taught you a lot of stuff, didn't it? When you went with Rob, I'm guessing you didn't do a lot of probably bike testing or stuff like how's this, how's that. I bet it's just usually jump on and ride whatever you got.
Yeah, so I think it was the end of 2018. I was like, didn't have anything. That was when my dad said, "You've either got to pay or you got to do something else," like sort of thing. And I was only 18. I was thinking, like, blimey, like I'm only 18. But then I went and asked Rob, and he said no. So I was like, oh no. I asked a few others, and they all said no. So then, but then luckily Rob phoned me up like just before Christmas and said, "Look, do you want to ride?" And I was like, "Yeah." And obviously, it was like way better deal than I was getting, but it wasn't like. But in the end, because I started doing results, he helped us out, so it was good in the end. But then, like you said, I didn't do no testing. I didn't know how to test. I didn't do anything like that. I literally just got on the bike and rode it. I think the only thing I tried out differently was a set of bars because they just weren't right. So I put my set of bars on and then just rode whatever they gave me. But like in a way, it's good because then I just wanted to crack on with it. I didn't care about if I had the right kit or about looking good. I just wanted to like do it, yeah. And I think like with Rob, it was good because he was telling me things like he just made me like more confident in my riding, like which helped me massively. Like I don't think he didn't say anything about technique or anything like that. He was just telling me, like confidence wise sort of thing. Saying I was good enough, saying that I can win, and like which helped me out massively. So yeah, I like really, really like thank him loads because without him I probably wouldn't be with Steve sort of thing. Well, maybe, but he gave me the opportunity. So Yeah, I really like. Thank
Your
you.
confidence, because you're quite a shy. You're not like an out there guy. Look at me. Look, I've got this. Do you ride better on confidence? Do you think you do, or is it?
Yeah, like don't like. I don't take the confidence as like being cocky. I just in my
No.
head, I'm sat there on the line. I'm sat there like I know I can beat him. I know I can beat him.
Yeah.
Like, but I won't show it. But like, I also like I have. It sounds bad, but like if somebody's in front of me or like he's looking at me funny, I just use that as like he's not beating me because I just get myself like sort of motivated sort of thing. If
Yeah,
I see
brilliant.
him back in front of me, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna have him because I just that's what sort of like Rob was telling me. You can't, you just got to go for it, and that's what I was doing because I was so bad at starts on the Yamaha. I just had to pass, and like I would be last around the first corner, and then by lap 2, I was already in the top 10 because I was just knew I was better than them. But like I wasn't trying to be cocky, but like that's
Yeah.
who I am, sort of thing. Like I don't care about being in an awning that's like massive, the British. Obviously, now being with Steve, the Grand Prix like awning is nice. Obviously, like it feels like I sort of achieved it being under there, but like you got riders that are all sort of for show and that and just play it, but I don't feel like I'm that sort of person rider. So yeah, which people are different, but whatever works for them, really.
Reese has come with a question now on Rob. Is there a big difference between riding a stock bike and a fully set up bike?
What, this year or any bike?
Well, I'm guessing because Rob, they had Evotech engines in them, didn't they? Your Yam, was it Evo?
No, they had MX Zone.
Oh, MX Zone, yeah. So you've had MX Zone, and obviously you're on Steve's bikes now, which are always fast. So
Yeah. So
is there a massive difference from how?
yeah, there is a massive difference really with if you have the right sort of engine and tuning between the top bike. We haven't actually had a go on our race bikes yet from Steve because there's just been such a delay with COVID and that.
Yeah.
Struggling to get the parts back from being made. So we've just been on a standard bike with bits put on like the pipe and that. But like we didn't really need it. Well, obviously you got Comrade, but
Yeah.
been getting good starts and like I was second in the British before I done my finger. So it shows you that you can have a stock bike and go
Yeah.
for it. You just you sort of need like Wilson's obviously a good rider. I think he's like 2 times Australian champion. So if you know how to ride the bike, no, but you are at a disadvantage if you are on a stock bike to a race bike. Like when you get on a like for example my Yamahas, the race bike was so much better than the practice bike. So I'd go practicing in the week and I'd feel like, oh, this is I wouldn't say anything, but like you can't wait to then get back on the race bike because
Right,
it just feels nice and like you just feel the power. But it just all depends on like I don't know if wherever his local tuner is, but like I've had a few different people tune the engines and you have preferences of what ones you like. So
yeah.
personally, it just and it all depends on sort of what rider you are because if you're heavy on the throttle or you like it smooth, like it all depends because like I've had a bike before that's real like sharp and like so tight in the engine where they're trying to get so much power out of it and so high compression that I couldn't ride it. I just chose to
Yeah.
ride practice bike. So
See, sorry, mate. Go on.
yeah, so it all depends on what you like really in riding style.
I've always thought it's weird you have a practice bike and a race bike because don't they ride totally different? Like you practice all week on this bike and you come into a corner and grab a handful and then it goes and then your race bike's totally different.
Yeah, but like with Steve and that, like where he's got like bikes in rotation and stuff, you never have the same sort of practice bike and race bike. So
Okay.
every bike, so you get that's why I've done testing to like so they know exactly the suspension I like,
Yeah.
the bits and that. and you just put the same on, but obviously it's going to feel not as nice to practice bike because it's obviously putting more hours on it. And like at the moment, my practice bike doesn't have some of the bits that I rode on Fox Hills, but it's not too far off. And once I jump on, I'm looking forward to getting to the meetings because I know I like that bike more. So, and then I just feel good on it. So, yeah.
Okay. So obviously this year you started your move with Steve. We had Steve on the other week. We did talk a little bit about you, and one of the things he said was, you've always been fit, but you struggled in a few areas of the fitness early doors. He said there were some things you had to work on with your fitness.
Yeah, So I found out when I was riding for Steve, and then obviously early on in December, I think it was, he put me in for a fitness test, and I never done one before. Like I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was just one like hard sort of all out test, and I got there and like did loads of little bits like, but then the actual main bit where the test your like fitness and that,
Yeah.
I gave it pretty hard on the first one. Well, you may give it hard overall, and I finished. And I didn't obviously wasn't fit because I didn't train. I just finished the year, and I was slowly getting back into it. But I didn't have no trainer or anything, so I was sort of doing the wrong training. Like so, my results came back pretty bad, like terrible. It sort of like woke me up a little bit, like blimey, like all right, this is the time now to sort of. So from then on, January the 1st till then I had the second test on April the 12th. Like from then to there, I was training so hard. Like I was doing the right training. Like so, I got everything. So I asked people that I know to sort of help me out, put me in the right direction, and food as well.
Yeah.
So I went for it, and and then the second test I done was way better. But obviously with Steve can be a bit better, But it's good. He keeps pushing me. But yeah, at least sort of because he kept phoning me up for like every day. Like I don't think he believed that I could sort of get fitter. Like he was a bit unsure. There's a lot of pressure on him really because he's just taking me on. Who was unfit. Didn't have no GP experience, so he's probably got a bit of pressure on him. So
Yeah.
getting at me every day and just to make sure, and I just kept telling him, Steve, I am doing it.
Yeah.
It showed in the second test, but obviously now that I know the right training and stuff, so come next off season, I should be already there and then build even further. But
even better, yeah, for next because you're not doing all the GPs this year, are you? You're just doing a selective few, aren't you?
no, we're going for all of them.
Oh, yeah, you're going to go for all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I thought you was only doing. I thought Wilson was doing them all, and you were concentrating on the British.
Yeah, well, that was sort of the plan to start with, but because it clashed, Fox Hills and Russia. Yeah. So Steve said to me that Kawasaki are fine with you not going to Russia and you trying to win the British because Conrad would have been in Russia.
Yeah.
I was second in points. So I was like, all right, okay, I'll go for it. But then later on, it got moved. So everyone could go to Fox Hills and Russia.
And they keep changing the calendar, don't they? They've changed it again.
Yeah, and then so that was then, and then Steve sat me down and said, "Do you feel comfortable going, or because we're quite happy you're first one to be at Matley?"
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Well, it's up to you, but it's a bit late now and everything." So I just said Matley's would be my first one. So then I knew that like I had something to go for, and that's why. But then I got injured and stuff like that. Yeah, no. So I'm going for all of them now. Everyone.
Good. That's I didn't realise. Oh, that's great, mate. I'm well happy for you. Obviously, you just mentioned it there. Your small little pathetic crash that cut your finger off. At Canada Heights. That for yourself, that must be frustrating more than anything. Like you think you
Yeah.
ride so fast and you just nick the end of your finger and it causes so much pain.
I've done other things like at one, I broke my thumb there and my wrist, and done ligaments. I would choose that pain for this little finger any day.
Yeah.
It's so small, it's caused a lot of pain, but it's got better real quick. But
Yeah.
like, I've had so many of them crashes before where you just sort of wash the front end out and you just sort of go down. But like, I felt so good coming into that weekend at Canberra. It's just like my favourite.
Yeah.
Like, I was second in point and Conrad was first. So I just told myself, like, just like hassle him really, like just go for it. And so qualifying, I did. I sort of was going for it, and then on the last lap, I think I was second in qualifying, and then I ended up actually fourth, but I didn't know that. So I thought Conrad was first. So I was like, right, I'm going for it. And I just come around the corner too much, and then I was going around thinking, oh, I know I shouldn't have done that. I started going, and I just fell down, and then I got up, and I was like, all right, a little bit. Looked at my finger, and like could see through my glove, and I was like, oh, that doesn't look good. So I touched it, just the end of it just flung down. I got back on the bike, so I was like, I tried to block it out. I got back on to try finish, go right round. I got back on, did one corner, and I nearly passed out on the bike, so I just dropped it there and sat down.
Yeah.
No, it's not good really, and yeah, but it's been 2 weeks. I rode Fox Hills. That was I didn't do no practicing. I just went for it, and got on there, did the practice starts, and I couldn't barely hold on. I was sort of trying to use a different finger, and it took me like 4 laps. I was just going slow, and I thought, right, what are you doing? Like either go for it or just go in. So I went for it, and then like I'm glad I did because I could ride, but I'm not obviously 100%. But I managed it, so it was all right.
I think you rode well for having that as well, you know.
Yeah, I told
Race.
myself, don't do anything silly. Just go out there. And I started off first race and fifth, and I was like, right, I can get fourth. He's right there, and then just sit there, really, like fourth right. Obviously, I want more, but I just did everything wrong. I just crashed, went off the track twice, tried to come through, completely colliding with someone that maybe was my fault, but it's racing. But so I'm like picking the bike up, and I was like, just realised my fingers like not even attached. So I come in, and I was like, oh, a little bit, and I looked down, and my glove was just like filled with blood everywhere.
Was it your dad who posted a photo of your glove? Was it your dad or someone passed me a bit?
And I just looked down, and I just instantly regretted that race. Like, what if my finger is fallen off again under that glove? But luckily it didn't. It was just cut open again. But yeah, no, it was fine.
And then obviously race 2, there was a few of you sat down on that corner from what was it, a rock in the rut, or I've read, or
yeah, there was a rock sort of wedged in the rut. You couldn't see it. It was just going round, and I think I did about 2 laps, and my chain actually snapped.
Oh, right.
So I couldn't put it back on. But then I sat there, and it was like they were dropping like flies. When
There was a whole community of you down there at one point, wasn't there?
Like thinking, oh, who's going to be next this lap? Who's going to be next? But then I was telling them like put it back on. I was trying to help them get it back on, but it was bending the chain guide, so you couldn't put it back on. And then some people did, some people didn't. But yeah, I think someone said there was 13 people down.
Yeah, I've read 8. So where does that leave you in the British now? I didn't look at that actually today.
I don't know. Not sure.
Yeah.
11, so I don't think it's 11. So the championship's sort of gone now for me, but now my main focus is the Grand Prix, really.
Yeah.
Like I want to be inside the points every time.
That was my next question, actually. So what is your aim for this weekend? And obviously moving forward now we know you're doing them all?
Yeah. Well, sort of, kind of like trying not to put pressure on myself, but then again,
It's so hard when you're on the line, though, isn't it? You want it.
I'm like, right, let's go for it now. Like, I'm not out there to just sort of just ride around. I want to get points, so I I don't really know the first one. I
Yeah.
don't know where I'll be, but if I'm outside the points, then I'm not going to be happy. But
Nah.
then I know where I'm at, and then I can go from there. But yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest. I'm just going to.
Hopefully you'll have the crowd on your side, so everyone will be. Shame it's only 4,000, but hopefully it'll be loud, and we can
Yeah,
give you
I
that
think
boost
it'll
that you
be
need.
good. There's a lot of people I know going, and they said they'll cheer me on. So,
Well, it's
but
only 20 minutes from our house, isn't it? You only live up the road from me, so it's 20 minutes.
yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, I just can't wait to get going. Really, it's no better place to start than Matley.
Nah.
Yeah, so I think even though there's 4,000, I think Steve said there's only really around sort of 12,000 ish to go anyway, like
Yeah.
previous. So if you sort of half that and a little bit more,
Yeah.
it'll still be good. That means it's better than 1,000,
It's
2,000.
better than none, mate. That's all right.
Yeah,
But it just annoys me when you see some of these football games and we're all going to be stood in the field, like Wembley's allowed. I just got really annoyed about it the other day and wanted to write
yeah,
it.
they're allowed 60,000 I think next time.
Yeah.
Joke, really. Like, actually, Jordan, one of the mechanics, said to me, so we got Matley and then we got Italy the next weekend.
Yeah.
So they're only allowed 1,000 spectators there. But
Oh,
there's a football game going on in Italy, in Rome, which is not too far away from the track.
hmm.
And they're allowed, they said, well, we can only run it with, I think it was like 30,000, 40,000 fans. Or something. It was
Yeah,
like,
the European Cup. Yeah, it's bullshit, mate. It's fucking terrible.
yeah. It's,
So,
it's money, it's just all to do with money, really, I think.
yeah, that's all it is, mate. That's what it all boils down to.
Yeah.
Mikey Whitewick, Steve's old mechanic, says, "What's the most useless bit of advice Dixon has given you?" Usually comes out with a gem.
Uh,
That might work with him for years as a mechanic, didn't he, before? So
useless bit of info.
he must have given you one now. He thought, "Shut up, Steve."
I don't know.
You can't piss him off. You're still new, aren't you? So
Yeah.
get a couple of years in, and then you can say what you like, can't you?
He does talk though. If you get in a conversation, he does go on quite a bit. So a lot of it they'll go in one ear or the other. But I try taking.
What he's been around long enough to know some good stuff as well, isn't he?
Yeah. No, I don't have anything in my head. Sort of useless info.
Yeah. So you've got a busy calendar now, then, really, because the GPs are pretty full on, aren't they? From now on in, like, if you're doing them all now, so you're going to be actually traveling, training. So you're going to get the full life.
Well, yeah. That's what my girlfriend always says, go get a proper job. Like, you're on holiday all the time. I'm like, well, it's not really, like, but
yeah,
you just go to the track in a field. When
you don't see Italy, do you? You see a field.
I won't be, she thinks it's like, like all the
down
tourists.
on a pole, pina colada.
Yeah, but literally just fly in, go to the hotel, go to the track, fly home again. I don't get to see any of it, but it's just the way it is, and I'd much prefer to do that. So, but yeah, flat out, I think we got 2 weekends and then a weekend off because it just got rescheduled.
Yeah, I see that.
From then on, I think someone said it's 12 weeks. I think
flat out 12.
Weeks, yeah, and I think it's 1 weekend off, and then it's just flat out again. So we're going till the 5th of December. So it's going to be a long year.
Yeah,
telling me, because he didn't let me ride for like all winter, because he said you've got to be in top form in December, which is ages away. So you just get burnt out. So I'm kind of glad he didn't let me ride because
Yeah, that's it.
I'm starting to feel like I'm getting going again. Yeah, it's going to be tiring. I've never done it before. We
No.
always used to drive about, so. But yeah, it's all part of it. That's what he kept saying. It's not just the riding; you've got the travelling and everything else.
Yeah, because that can be tiring sometimes in itself, can't it? Traveling, especially the long haul ones that you're going to be doing. They're going to, you've got to be on game mode. It doesn't matter if you're tired, does it? You're there to do your job.
Yeah,
And then so
you can't turn up and say, "Oh, I'm tired."
jet lagged.
Yeah, people just get on with it. But
yeah, so maybe we could catch up again in December then and see how you found it, like how your first year went, and we can have a little recap. And
yeah, I'll be burnt out on that bed.
yeah, we'll get someone off the camera for you.
Yeah, yeah.
So, well, we're looking forward to this weekend anyway. Are you up there Saturday as well? Are you to watching as well?
Yeah, I'll be going out there Saturday. Because I'm just racing the Sunday now.
Yeah, it's all 1 day format now, isn't it?
But yeah, we can't. I've heard that we can't come from the pits to the fan side, and the fans can't come to the pits. Like it's all
What?
checked. Yeah.
What? Because of COVID?
Yeah, that's not a strict rule.
Nah.
That's like MXGPs. I think that's at every round. So
Oh.
you can walk in the pits and look at all the awnings, which is pretty rubbish. But then again, you sort of if they didn't have them rules, we wouldn't have had no Grand Prix. So
Yeah, I know, but it's fucking crap, isn't it?
yeah, especially when like that's what everyone likes, isn't it? Like walking around, seeing all the teams.
So on Saturday, you can't come out and watch on the track?
I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. I just know it's for the Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
But like, I have no idea.
Well, like the young lads, they love seeing like people like yourself, and all their heroes walking, because that's what I like about everyone. Just mingles, don't they? There's no like, oh, get back away from him, like you're going to start getting recognised more and more now, aren't you? So you're going to stop and have a photo, sign some hats and kids.
Yeah, that's what you haven't got anymore. Like when I was pestering probably Steve's team for a shirt or something.
Yeah,
like, you don't get that anymore, which is a bit rubbish because it's all sort of part of it, and it's good for like little kids and stuff like that. Like I'd happily give away a set of goggles if.
You were that age. I was that age once, and that's what it's all about. So, hopefully next year will be a bit different, mate.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, but
I'm going to leave on this comment: British champion for 2022. So let's see how this season goes. Make it a massive learning curve for you, I guess, and then hopefully next year we can have a very own British champion.
Yeah, I'll remember that comment.
It's a Facebook user. I'll have to look it up because they haven't registered.
I'll buy it for that.
Darren Wheeler. So we'll
I don't.
Yeah, so we'll come back to that anyway. So it'd be great if we could catch up at the end of the year, mate. We wish you the best of luck for this weekend and going forward. We'll all be behind you the weekend. I'll be waving over the side for you, mate. So enjoy it. Enjoy the experience, and then we'll catch up with you in December.
All right, no worries.
Thanks for your time. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Bye. So, obviously, Matterley this weekend. Hope loads of you are going. I didn't realise about the paddock pass thing. That was a bit shite. All the boys saying, I should have put these out a bit earlier, really saying good luck. A few Facebook users saying good luck. Look forward to seeing anyone who is there this weekend. I'll be on the beers this weekend, so might be in a bit of a pickle Saturday. But looking forward to the racing Sunday. Hope you all enjoyed that with Taylor. We've got Justin Morris coming on Monday, talking training with the lads that he trains, what good fitness things. So I'm going to try and get some tips and tricks for you guys. Justin is a rider, so that's Monday night at 8 o'clock, but I'll post that anyway. Look forward to seeing as many of you up there the weekend as you can. Have a good evening, guys, and I'll catch you soon. Cheers.